Who is more eligible for the Vezina Trophy? Is it Rinne? Is it Carey Price? Stick around. We want to hear from you on In the Crease. Tommy C. Come on.
It was fine when we started to chat. All the things were starting to match.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to In the Crease. Tommy C. That was one of my worst intros ever. I think when I write stuff, it actually makes things worse. But that brings up a good topic. The headline says, who's more Vezina eligible, Carey Price or Rinne? We're going to be taking your calls, find out what you think about, really, I've been looking at the statistics. These are the only two reasonable guys at this point in the season. I was thinking about Hutchinson, but I don't know if you could say that if they don't make the playoffs over there in Winnipeg. But if you look at these guys' numbers, and we'll do it right now, check it out. Rinne, 34-8-3 with a 2.01 goals against average, 93% save percentage, and 3 shutouts. On the other side, the Carey Price is 33, only lost 11-3. Wow. An incredible 1.9 GAA and a 93%. Actually, you can make it 94 because you round up with the 5. 935 save percentage with 5 shutouts. What do you think? Both guys have had injury time. Both guys have, 11. Who do you give it to? Who do you give it to? Price has got the lower goals against average and the more shutouts. Rinne's got more wins, but wins lost for goalies. No way to judge him, if you ask me. I think you got to give, at least at this point, the nod to Carey Price. Taking nothing away from Rinne, who is, oh God, he's definitely the MVP of the team. Nobody's talking Preds hockey before the season started. Not even us. Nobody saw what they were doing when they started jumping out the gate like they did in October. I thought it was a fluke. The team didn't make the playoffs. But incredible defensive pairing. Rookie of the Year candidate. Goalie coming into his own, possibly peaking. They're a Stanley Cup contender. It's completely reasonable that they're a Stanley Cup contender. Do I think they're going to win the Stanley Cup? No. And I'll tell you why. It's my experience. Teams like this that get hot usually need to win or lose before they win. I would not be surprised if they're holding the cup over the head in 2016. I do think they'll burn out as well. The Canadians, on the other hand, they lost their big match last year against the New York Rangers. Did they learn from it? We're going to find out. I think they're certainly going to be one of the more dangerous teams in the playoffs. I fear them much more than I fear the Boston Bruins and even the Pittsburgh Penguins, with the ways they've found to choke in the last couple of years in the playoffs. Carey Price. There really isn't too much that separates these two guys. Incredible stuff. And in both cases, these teams aren't where they are without these two players in the lineup. Which has been the case for Montreal. Let's face it. This team lives and dies by goaltending. Although I will say this, I heard somebody on, I think it was TSN, that said, kind of blamed the loss of the New York Rangers and the fact that Carey Price was in the lineup. Sorry, folks, got to disagree with you. Dustin Tokarski was every bit as good as Carey Price in the playoffs last year. He was amazing. He's a super talented goalie. He's a guy, if your team has a goalie problem, you might want to make a move or take a chance on. I'm not sure Montreal will be willing to let him go. But it's better to get something for him now than have a goalie controversy just in case Price gets hurt. Dustin Towarski handled himself. So who do you pick as this year's Vezina? And the reason I bring this up is it's in all the papers for some reason today. I don't know why now. You can bet your boots that Carey Price will win it. This is media driven, so you can get a pretty good idea who's going to win it by the media articles, because most of the people in the media look at what the other person's writing and they look for safe opinions, and they all want to seem smart, so they all agree with each other to be safe. So Carey Price more than likely will win it, unless there's some sort of collapse. Look at those numbers. Amazing. So I want to hear from you. And just before I open the phone lines, I'm going to let you go in on some other news. Dead on Dave, of course, still sick. Nobody could fill the spot. Dave Rose, working. So I got to hold it down by myself. So before we open the whole line, get your opinions on that, I would like to let you know what's going on in Hockey Land. I could have titled the video about the big trade today. Yes, folks, there was a big trade today. And it gave one of the Shot from the Point team members a meltdown. Canadians trade Yurji Surkash. Hope I'm saying that right. For Ducks tough guy, Devontae Smith-Pelly. Yuri could be a future star. He's an extremely fast player. One Matt Kazar compared this to the possibility of being a Sagan-type trade for Montreal. And Ducks get a really promising player. I don't know if there's going to be any room for him in the lineup over there, but he's supposed to be very promising. He pointed out that Smith-Pelly only has like 12 penalty minutes. How could he be a tough guy? Good point. I didn't know who he was till today. I'll be perfectly honest with you. But that's a big trade. People are talking about it. I saw the kids interviewed. They're both going to first place teams. They're both going to good situations. They're not, getting Evander Kane into Buffalo at the last minute. Or, Jokinen. What's his name? The guy went to the Preds to Toronto. Tough year. We're going to Stanley, Toronto. Oops. That's hockey. That's right. That's the game we play. That's hockey. Those are the breaks in the good old hockey game. That's right. That's right. I have a tape. Of course, Matt got the news this morning. Mr. Matty got the news this morning. And we have a little admin chat that Jake writes me jokes, tells me funny things to say, and, well, sometimes. I get links, keep me up to date. Everybody kind of does their part. It's a very important part of the program. Very, very important part of the program. That the guys feed me stuff when I'm too lazy. Well, you can't be everywhere. But you got the French Prince of Beirut there, Matty Isis. Shot from the Point team member. And he wakes up, finds this out, and he sends us this.
We have a first-line center, a first-line winger like Seacatch, and we trade him for a third-liner who's supposed to be rough and tough but has 12 minutes of penalty. I've been crying all morning.
What?
Crying all morning. Crying all morning. Crying all morning. All morning.
Well, that meant there had to be a response. by none other than comedian Jake Lake.
I don't find the trade funny, but I do find the fact that you're crying about it funny.
Welcome to the team, Maddie. What, Jake?
I don't find the trade funny, but I do find the fact that you're crying about it funny.
We cry all morning. Cry all morning. Cry all morning.
Oh, boy. Friends like us. Who needs... Jesus. I feel horrible after doing that. No, not really. New rules. You do something stupid in the chat, everybody finds out about it. And you'll be crying all morning. I really don't understand why this is such a big deal. Yes, he's kind of a bit of a prospect, but the bottom line is the Montreal Canadiens need some toughness. Is this the right guy? Well, I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't even know who the hell guy was. But they do need some toughness. There's absolutely no doubt about that. No doubt.
Cry all morning.
Hey, Graham, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Tommy?
You tell me. What do you like?
Okay.
Pekka Rinne or Carey Price?
The one that had 1.91.
Yeah, that's pretty much how everybody going. Carey Price it is. Ladies and gentlemen, that's one vote for Carey Price. What do you got for me today? How am I going to help the minority community learn about hockey?
Okay, based upon the last segment that you had there with the guy who was crying for no reason about a trade.
That's one of my team members, by the way.
Oh, I apologize to him. I don't mean to offend him. But, okay, that leads me to a question.
Sure.
Why would a comment like that be made in regards to hockey, okay?
What?
And the comment of, he's only spent 12 minutes in the penalty box, he's not a badass. Why isn't a badass considered somebody who will shake you out of your, what do they call, skates or something?
Yeah.
And scoring goals. Why is the best player based upon being a badass who fights
I'll give
when the object is to score goals?
Well, that is a good point. Guys, look, if guys are going to make you shake in their boots, it's because they're fighting prowess. And here's another thing. You get 5 minutes per fight of penalty minutes. So at the most, he had 2. So why is he such a tough guy? I'll be honest with you. This guy's not been on my radar. I'll be perfectly honest with you. He's supposedly a tough guy.
I'll go play hockey.
Yeah.
I'll go play hockey, just put on skates, stand on the side, and I'll be the toughest son of a bitch in hockey.
Yeah. Well, if you're like 6'12", I mean, whatever it is, you scare me too. and you tell people on Cronin show you're gonna rape them.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean it. I don't think.
I'm sure you did. But that's okay. At least you weren't doing this.
Cry all morning.
Oh my God. Y'all just like cracking on me, don't you?
I like cracking on Matty Isis.
All morning.
Oh, we love him. Hope he gets to do his bit this weekend. Fixes his computer, whatever the hell he's got a problem with. You got anything else? Because I want to take your calls, and I want to hear your
take
opinion.
more calls.
What? I take your
calls.
no.
If something else comes up, then I will figure it out.
All right.
And I will call.
See you. See you. Thanks, brother.
Peace.
Take care. Peace, peace, peace. That didn't do it. There we go. Oh, it's Graham in Atlanta, learning the good old hockey game from me, the humanitarian.
I don't find the trade funny, but I do find the fact that you're crying about it funny.
All morning. Well, that's all right. That's all right. 718-395-7660. 718-395-7660. Where do you think Carey Price stands? Any Pecorines out there? Any? Any takers? You crying all morning? Let's look at some of the other douches. Braden Holtby. 29 wins, 13 losses. That's excellent. This is the new advanced stats NHL stat thing. I really got to learn this shit. Absolutely. Absolutely. Roy from Florida, you're on the air. Roy?
Tommy,
Yes, sir.
what's going on?
Rinne or Price?
I don't give a shit about either one of them.
We can't put Rask in there. According to this, he's, let's see the list. I don't know. Goals against average. Well, he's way low. Hold on. RASK. Yeah. Old Tuca, 14th on the list. Simply not happening.
Yeah, listen, whatever. The goalie doesn't score goals.
No.
So whatever monkey they put down there in front of the net will make it work.
What else you got? What else you got, Roy?
Nothing. I'm waiting for my T-shirt. It's supposed to be here tomorrow.
Oh, you really bought a T-shirt. Congratulations. You want to buy a T-shirt?
I'll send you a picture.
I would love to send a picture. I will definitely show it to absolutely everybody. www.zazzle.com/pointmen. If you want to buy
So
stuff.
what's going to be the story with Dead on Dave?
Dead on Dave is still sick. I talked to him this afternoon. He could not really get a couple sentences out without hacking and coughing and dying. So
Really?
yeah, it's kind of rough. He got the flu, or his daughter got the flu, and then she got better. And a week later, they went out to this sort of Halloween thing they have over here, and he was outside, so he got sick, and then he got the flu on top of it. So I mean, what are you gonna do?
Wow.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? He'll be all right, I hope. All right, Roy, I'm gonna take Frenchie Ben.
One more thing I wanted to say.
Go ahead.
The show yesterday, the fucking guy you went crazy about.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys, man. Fuck them, whatever they say. Fuck them.
I know.
You know?
Were you? Let me ask you something, Roy. I'm glad you brought that up. Were you entertained on my?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
What was it, like a 35-minute little thing?
No, it was 10 or 15 or something like that.
Oh,
did you enjoy?
It was like that long?
Did you, as a listener to this program, did you enjoy that rant?
Yeah. You get fired up pretty good.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, there you go. There you go. There's my answer. Take care, Roy. Yeah. Frenchie Ben, de Quebecer. Have you been Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on a second. That was bad timing. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Frenchie Ben, have you been?
I've been crying all morning.
I love Bergevin. Come on.
What do you think of the move?
Oh, I don't know as you about Devontae Smith-Pelly, but I know he's a black man.
Yes, I did know that.
And in Montreal, we love the black man.
Yes, you do, because you have the best black man in the game.
Yeah.
Besides Jerome Gimla.
If white man can't jump, we know that black man can shoot.
Oh, I got to get a call from Graham now.
Yeah, but let's bring all the black guys in Montreal. We want Simmons and Bufflin. Let's go.
And nobody can ever call you Frenchie's racist when you don't give directions when you go to Quebec. Do you know that's the stereotype all the English talk about? They're like, you go to Montreal or you go to Paris and they don't give you directions. Yeah, because they don't speak English, you dummy.
It depends on where you go.
I'm sure.
In Montreal, almost everybody is bilingual.
Yeah, I know. Will they help you, though? Is that true or is that bullshit?
Oh, they will.
They will?
But they're stupid people like everywhere else. So
yeah.
You'll get in the wrong place.
All right, bud.
But about the trade, I think because Sekash offensively has a great upside.
Okay. But, and what do you think that is?
Smith-Pelly was kind of rotting behind Perry.
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't prove everything that he got. So,
yeah.
I think he's a kind of young Joel Ward.
Are you Joel Ward? Maybe I guess you really don't need a Joel Ward. Are you a little nervous of getting rid of a kid like that, a la Sagan? that has that kind. I mean, he can really skate. This kid.
Oh yeah, I like him a lot, Sekash.
Sekash. I mean, he can really skate.
Yeah, Devontae Smith-Pelly fits our needs.
Yes, and that's what I didn't understand what Matt was crying all morning about. Because this is like a trade of necessity. You don't necessarily look. You don't trade skill for skill for the most part. You trade for your needs. The needs are toughness, and a lot of pressure coming in on Smith-Pelly. If you really think about it, they're going to be really looking at him to add an edge that Montreal it doesn't have because they're not a very big hockey team. You know what I mean?
No, and we needed more right winger, and Sekash is a left winger. So, but possibly, I know why Matt Kazar is sad because Sekash has great skills, but we seen the same thing with Zubrus at the time.
Yeah,
he could become something like that. Zubrus has great skills, but
what are you doing to me? Look at Pat.
I'm doing nothing.
No, it's the other guy. But go ahead, finish your statement. I apologize.
And so we don't know what he can become. For sure, if they play him with Getzlav and Perry, it's going to be awesome.
Yep. Well,
but
I think that's what I'm afraid
of. A gamer, a clutch player.
You put him on a team with Court Perry or Getzlav, and then he becomes Sagan. I think that's what. Obviously,
he can.
If this guy
something great.
Look, what's his face? Everybody's going to be
been crying all morning.
If this guy turns into catches fire with with players of that caliber. You know what I mean? So, all right, I got to get to the other callers, Ben. I'll talk to you later. Thank you very much for your phone call.
That's great. Bye.
Take care, brother. Frenchie Ben. Where are you, in a wind tunnel, Patrick Wynn, in South Jersey?
No, I'm tunnel. Can you hear me?
Crying all morning.
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Tell that guy to call back when his balls drop, by the way.
They did. He's like 20. He's my team member. It's the Fresh Prince of Beirut. It's Matty Isis. He's a contributor, a frequent contributor, a team member.
I'm gonna have to go with Pekka Rinne.
Why?
I was there on Saturday. The guy's a beast when he played us. I mean, I also feel it should be determined on how far the guy takes their team into the playoffs, too.
It doesn't. It's not, though. It's the best team in the regular season. I mean, that's always been the case. It's not.
But Hextall won the Vezina and the Conn Smythe in the same year. But
but he had an awesome regular season, and he actually lost the Stanley Cup and won the he won the playoff MVP that year. Why did I forget?
Was the season numbers good? I don't remember.
Yeah, well, I think the last goalie to do that was Jean Sebastian Giguère. He did it when he was with the Anaheim Mighty Ducks against the New Jersey Devils in 2003. That was really hard for me to watch. The Devils win that third one. Oh, God.
Frenchie Wren brought this up in the chat. Do you think Kessel's going anywhere next week?
I'm starting to wonder. I think if
I'm going to say no because I don't think anybody wants to eat that contract.
If the right order, it depends. Here's the thing. You know why he could go? If Scott Gemwas can get a job, certainly one of the best elite goal scorers in the league can get a job. So I really think if the price is right, if the deal is right, they'll do it. If the deal isn't right, they'll hold on and they'll get rid of him in the offseason where they can have more time and kind of take it through.
You could see him going.
What's that?
Where do you think you could see him going?
I honestly have no idea. I cannot picture him going anywhere. It really, you know why I can't? Because I don't know what Kyle Dubas wants. If I had a better idea what Kyle Dubas wants, and I don't know, because I don't understand analytics, and I don't even know, from what I understand, there's a couple different stats, if different analytics stats you can look at. There's like a couple different camps inside the analytics community you can go to. I don't even know what camp he falls in, much less what he does. But I'm actually going to do some work this summer. I'm not even joking. Some serious work to understand this. My wife's an accountant. We're really going to hit the books hard on analytics because I guess I got to know what the fuck I'm talking about.
What do you think of our 2 wins over the weekend?
I don't know. I have no idea where he's going to go. None. Zero. Zip. Nada. Niente.
What do you think of our 2 wins over the weekend?
Who had 2 wins? Oh, yeah, Flyers right back in it.
I told you.
Yeah, you did. They're in striking distance. I think
Yeah,
that's
they
fair
are,
to say.
and I'm surprised Florida lost. That surprised me.
Well, Florida, I'm surprised they lost 5-1.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised they lost. I mean, certainly Pittsburgh should be beating those teams.
Yeah. So the Hawks disappointed me. I wanted them to beat the Bruins.
But if you have Philadelphia 63 points, they are 26-23. It's not a very good record. 26-23-11. 1 point out of. Actually, no, they're a few points out, but Boston is in there with 60. So they're what? See, 2, 4, 6. They're 5 points out. 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 4 points.
I thought we were
Excuse me,
out.
4 points out. I apologize. 4 points out. Definitely striking distance, but you're gonna have to hope Washington loses in Florida. You still got an uphill battle.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to hope Washington lose.
About that Kings fan that wanted to rip on you and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Tell him don't hate what you don't understand.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it was a pretty good bid.
All right, man.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I like that stuff. I get a big kick out of it. The only reason I went on such a rant is I get these children. I'm doing a show about the entire hockey community, the world really, and I'm going to have an opinion. I did misspeak a little bit. Dave corrected it, and we got through. We weren't even talking about it. And LA is simply not a team of super duper stars. They're a very well balanced Stanley Cup ready team, minus all the injuries and the loss of Slava Voinov, who may end up playing. That's what, I wish Dave Rose would call in. I found out Slava Voinov's been suspended without pay. I thought he wasn't. Didn't we cover this earlier in the year?
I don't remember, though.
I meant to write that shit down. Slava Voinov's not getting paid right now. He hasn't been convicted of anything. Unbelievable.
All right, I'll let you get back to any other callers. Go Fly.
If not, we're going to bag it. But thank you very much.
You're welcome, man.
All right. That's right, Dave Rose. Did you know that? I'm watching NHL Network today, and it said Slava Voinov suspended without pay. The guy hasn't been convicted of anything yet. Where's the fucking union? And you're probably saying to yourself, oh, well, who cares? He beat up his wife. All right, here's the thing. Yeah, I know. Who cares? He beat up his wife. But I don't want to be setting precedents for the rest of the labor force that when somebody accuses you of rape before you're convicted, you lose fucking everything. How is he not getting paid? Somebody explain. Maybe there's something I don't know here. How is he not getting paid until after he gets convicted? How is that possible? Explain that shit to me. Explain. I don't know. Here's something stupid. Species of wasp, named after Bruins goalkeeper Tuukka Rask. Why not? Well, there's no gold in this wasp. Let's take a look at this thing. It doesn't look like a... No. It's the ugliest goddamn creature I think I've ever seen in my life. Whatever. The species is named after the acrobatic goaltender for the Finnish national ice hockey team and Boston Bruins, whose glove hand is tenacious and raptorial. I guess somebody who's a Bruins fan. Well, it's good to know the scientific community is people that chase wasp shit or whatever they do. Find time to laugh after something after Tuukka Rask. New species of wasp. That coming from Sean Leahy. That ginger fuck-headed puck daddy. I don't know. I really don't have a problem with fucking Leahy. I just felt like saying that. He doesn't seem like a horrible human being. Where the fuck's Dave Rose? I want to find out about that. I do. Oh! What does that mean? It means time to end it. Actually got a half an hour into this time. Can you believe that? Bump-a-dump-a-dump-bump. Let's go over some quick headlines that I actually didn't cover earlier in the show. The Islanders signed defenseman agreed to a deal with old Nicholas Leddy, former Chicago Blackhawk. 7-year deal. 7-year deal. It's exactly who I needed to see. None other than the devious one, devious Dave Rose. Do you know the deal with this Voinov thing?
I haven't been following it, but I'm looking back at an article. I've got a few minutes here before I've got to do some more work. But I've got an article here from October 20th, 2014. It's one of the ones that I actually was referencing when we spoke about this. And it clearly states that he has been suspended with pay. And we were both debating. It's like we were saying, even if he committed this crime, and as heinous as it is, the fact is, it still has to go through the courts. It still has to be proven, and technically it is illegal to take someone's income away on something that has baseless charges or hasn't been proved in court. So again, all the different articles I looked up, and I'm not Dave, I don't go for the copious amounts of notes, but I take a plethora of notes. And that being said, from what I research, and I research it as deep as I can to give you guys the best information and the most accurate information is possible. Everything I read when I made that report stated
I wasn't calling any question,
to receive pay. So this is something that bothers me because it is sending to president. Where the hell is the union? And technically, under labor laws, this is illegal.
It should be. All right, there's another possibility here. I got it wrong. I saw what I saw, but it could have been a typo on the because they actually didn't say, the two announcers didn't say it. It had a picture of Marinoff and it said suspended without pay. There's also another situation. The Kings got fined earlier this year for letting him practice when they weren't supposed to, if you remember that. We covered this. We covered this in November. How is he not? We have to confirm that, and I guarantee tomorrow we're going to get all this done and straighten out this, because that's frightening if he's suspended without pay. Think about this,
and
guys.
Seriously, the silence of the union is even more frightening because they're more than willing to go head-to-head with the management and stuff. But when it comes to something that, basically is the rule of law, whether he be guilty or not, that's scary.
It is frightening. It is frightening. Well, we got to straighten this out before we start going. And you know what? I tell you something. I've never been terribly impressed as far as strength is concerned in the National Hockey League union. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've never been terribly impressed. Bettman's been beating them up for 20 years now. Jeez, you got to straighten that out.
Well, it was their attitude that basically made me side with the owners originally with the whole salary cap thing, and then I saw how bad that affected the players. But the bottom line is, though, when you've got a bad taste from one group, you're going to normally swing to the other group, even if you don't know what they're all about, for the fact that you want to avoid this disgusting display of arrogance. And that is clearly what the NHL Players Union has shown for a long time.
Yep. We definitely got to take care of this. Kings signed forward Jordan Older 3-year contract. The Flyers backup goaltender Ray Emery, he's day-to-day with a lower body injury. Quick, Henrik Sedin, Max Pacioretty named the NHL 3 Stars of the Week. That's good stuff. Last night in the National Hockey League, Monday, February 23rd, the Arizona Coyotes get schmacked, but that's really, God. They're just like a bunch of empty hockey jerseys. Beautiful, beautiful back band by Camilleri in New Jersey. Definitely worth seeing. He just comes in and scoops it like he's Teemu Selanne. Speaking of Teemu Selanne, the Kings, the Anaheim Mighty Punks, they were down like 3-0 at some point. They were down like 3-0 at some point. They put 3 goals together in the third period, find themselves in the shootout, and they take down the Detroit Red Wings 4-3 in the shootout. Amazing game. Really boring for the first 2 periods. And then all of a sudden, I'm talking to Graham on the phone, and pa-pow! Anaheim Mighty Ducks. I still call them that, because I can do what I want. I do what I want when I want to. That's my bag. Tonight, in the National Hockey League, we got a bunch of games. Bunch of games going on. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, to start it off, the Calgary Flames are in New York to take on the New York Rangers. The Vancouver Knuckleheads, they're in Boston for a 2011 Stanley Cup final rematch. The Philadelphia Flyers, they plan to fly over the storm. They're going to be in Carolina to take on the Hurricanes. The Arizona No-Shows, they'll be taking on the New York Islanders, who are coming off a 4-0 loss to the Vancouver Knuckleheads. The Connor McDavid sweepstakes, they take on the Columbus Blue Jackets in Columbus, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Montreal Canadiens take on the St. Louis Blues. Colorado Avalanche, they take on the Nashville Predators that are on a little bit of a skid of late. a sort of skin, a kind of skin. The Dallas Stars, they take on the Winnipeg Jets. The Winnipeg Jets hope to soar over the stars, the moon, and the sky, and take down the Dallas Stars. The Edmonton Oilers, they want to get slippery wet with the Minnesota North Stars. They'll be in Minnesota for that game. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Cats, Hawks, get it on in Chicago. The late night game, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Detroit Red Wings take on your royalty, Los Angeles Kings, who I now hate more than any other team in the league. What do you think of that? What do you think of that, Dave Rose?
Fuck the Kings.
That's right. And you know what else? Get out of my damn crease!
People tend to simply say that love is an old cry. It's such love of the life they found.
We have a first-line center, a first-line winger like detached, and we trade him for a third-liner who's supposed to be rough and tough that has 12 minutes of penalties. I've been crying all morning.
Thought I was gone.
I've been crying all morning.
I wonder if we're going to get in trouble for that one.